Love spending time at the cottage, but dread the time it takes to cook for a crowd. Registered dietitian Sara Jafari will show you how to make a meal to remember on your barbecue so you can maximize the amount of time you spend with your family rather than in the kitchen. Sara Jafari, I'll just read her bio, has been a registered dietitian for 7 years, 5 of which have been at Medcan. She's worked mainly in weight management and uses principles of behavioral change and calorie awareness to help clients with their weight and health. She received her bachelor's degree with an honors specialization in nutrition and dietetics from Western and is currently completing her culinary arts certification at George Brown. Sara, do you want to come in and turn your camera on and join us? How are you today?
Hi, good. How are you?
So before we started here, we were just talking about the course that you took in sausage making.
It was charcuterie 1 at George Brown, and we had to actually like stuff casings and make sausages and cure fish, and it was amazing.
It's so funny because you're not supposed to know. There's that aphorism. You're not supposed to know how they make the sausage, right? But
yes.
You actually know how they make the sausage. That's kind of a
yes. It's awesome.
It's great. Okay, so let's get right to it. So the idea, so you're in sun, and I think you're going to be putting your sunglasses on because it's insanely sunny on your.
That'll be awesome. There we go.
But can you walk us through what we're going to be doing today?
Sure. So just a few weeks ago, I was like, okay, we always make sausages and burgers and steaks on the grill. What will be something that's lighter, better for the summer, less saturated fat, and I decided to make a whole fish. And branzino, this isn't actually a branzino, it's a smaller fish, and it's so easy and so quick to make on the grill. You can actually prepare it the night before. You can stuff it the night before or a few hours before the actual grilling part. So very little prep time, the day off, and it's super, super quick. Within 12 minutes, you'll be able to get your fish.
So we will be talking about other things than just branzino and quinoa through the course of this webinar. And I want people to feel free to ask questions as they come up. I can be triaging the questions as Sara cooks. And you can do that through your Q&A function or through the chat function on the webinar. So Sara, why don't we start just, with, so we have your grill, we have a shot of your grill too, which we will be kind of going in between on. So what is the first step on the branzino? And then I guess we're making quinoa salad today too, right?
Yes, quinoa and lentil salad. Super refreshing, high in fiber. It's awesome.
Amazing. All right, let's do it.
Sure. So first step is make sure you either you can clean the fish or you can actually descale and have it descaled and cleaned by the butcher. And this fish is clean. I've already patted it dry. And first I'm going to salt the inside of the fish with some sea salt. And I'm going to rub the salt in here. And you may want to take your fish out a little while before you actually put it on the grill, maybe 15 minutes before, so it's not super, super cold when you put it on the grill. I've also oiled my grill too. The skin is super thin and it can stick to your grill. So that's something you want to do before you actually get the grill hot. So I'm stuffing it with some lime here. And I've also made a relish to go on top of the fish, which I will explain as well. So just stuff it like this with some lime. Here is some mint. You can always use mint, cilantro, rosemary. There's so many different ways you can do this. Instead of lime, you can use lemon, you can use orange slices. And I'm actually also going to put some pepper, red chili pepper here too, fresh chili pepper. You can tie the fish. I did not have kitchen twine, so I couldn't tie the fish, but that's okay. I tried it without tying it and it was okay. Another tip is you want to score the skin here, just slightly, so that it cooks.
And
Okay.
folks, we will post the recipes in the body of it. We'll post the recipes as a slide presentation later on in this.
And one of the oils that I'm using here today is grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil has a very high smoke point. So I'm just rubbing the skin with some grapeseed oil on both sides. And then I'm going to pop it on the grill. And there, that's basically, this can be done ahead of time. So doesn't need to be done, you know, just right before you grill it. And I'm going to go on the grill now.
Sorry, can you just really quickly, when you're scoring the skin, you're essentially just kind of poking holes in it, right?
Exactly. And
okay.
just slowly, slightly, not too deep. You don't want to technically get to the bones. Just little scores here. My knife isn't sharp enough, so a tiny little lines would do, and 3 on both sides.
And okay. One stupid question before we move on.
Yeah, no problem.
When you buy the Branzino,
mm-hmm.
you buy it cleaned, like you don't actually have to take the guts out and stuff like that, right?
No. Usually you get it cleaned unless you actually go to a real fish market, and sometimes it's not clean, but usually you get it descaled and it is cleaned inside.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go on the grill there. And the grill is, I set it on medium high. So it's at about 400, 450. And I'm just going to pop this on the grill. So you can hear the sizzle.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So that's been heating before. And Sara, how do you, when you oil the grill, I mean, so some people will take, they'll dip an onion in olive oil and sort of rub that across.
Yes.
Is that what you do?
Exactly. So I already, before I, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm just going to go back to the seat. Before I actually started heating up the grill, when it was colder, I rubbed some grapeseed oil on there, and I've been told it's better to rub the oil before, as it's getting the grill is getting warm. So I'm actually going to set my timer here to 6 minutes, and then we're going to make our salad. So 6 minutes on each side.
Fantastic.
Great. These are dirty. There we go. So for the salad, lentils are one of the high fiber, high iron legume out there. It's super easy to make into salads. They cook really quickly. So for every part of lentil, so for 1 cup of lentil, you want to use 3 cups of water to actually cook it. You can cook it with water, you can cook it with chicken broth, and they're super versatile and easy, and they keep very well in the fridge. So I've cooked the lentils ahead of time, and I'm using actually a tricolor quinoa, which is black, red, and white quinoa. I think you can see it there. And again, they also cook super fast. I think it took me about 12 minutes to cook the quinoa. And for every part of quinoa, I use about 2 parts of water for broth. So my lentils are pre-cooked, my quinoa is pre-cooked. I've chilled them. You want to, after you cook them, you want to rinse them with cold water and chill them in the fridge. And I have some cherry tomatoes here, different colors. You want to eat your colors, and all the different colors give you different nutrients. So I've cut them in quarters. And
sorry,
yeah.
Do you tend to go for, there are canned lentils and there are dried lentils. You go for dried lentils, or what do you prefer?
They're both okay. If you're in a rush, you can get canned lentils. Try to get the ones that are no salt added or low sodium versions. And the dry one's always the best bet, but canned is absolutely fine too.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to mix the tomatoes, the lentils, and quinoa. And I have actually chopped, lots of herbs. And you know, if we always get clients who salads are always thought as this green thing, you have to, you know, romaine salad. It doesn't have to be, you know, boring sometimes like that. You can have any veggies in there, anything that you can throw in, and the flavors go together as a salad. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a green salad if you're having it with your meals. So this salad doesn't have any lettuce or spinach or anything like that. It has a lot of herbs in it, and that gives it a lot of flavors. So you don't necessarily have to then add a lot of dressing or sauces to get that flavor in there. So,
and when we're talking the herbs, we're talking parsley, mint, cilantro.
Yes. They're all here. So let me see. It's a little bit windy, so they're kind of flying all over the place. But here are the herbs. So parsley, lots of parsley. That's the base of it. Flat leaf parsley, and there is mint in there, and cilantro. And I did not have green onions, so I replaced it with chives, which is the same similar flavor profile, and they all go into salad. So first I'm going to, and the dressing is very, very simple. Just olive oil, lemon juice, and I put about 3 lemons, about a quarter cup of olive oil, and sumac, which is this tangy tasting Mediterranean, Middle Eastern spice. You can get it from anywhere really. Most grocery stores have it now, and adds a lot of good flavors to this salad that you can eat with the fish. So I'm just gonna put this in the salad here.
Oh, that looks so good. You know, it's funny to do this at lunchtime when
Yeah.
You know, it's like you get hungry.
No, I'm hungry too. Had some cherries while trying to prep this. I believe it's called the Rainier cherries. They're in season now and they're delicious. They're the light yellowish, pinkish cherries. They're a bit more tart.
What I like about both of the things that you selected to make today is that you can make both early, and then
Yes.
like actually this salad benefits from sitting in the fridge for a while.
Absolutely.
So that this together.
Absolutely. So the longer the salad sits overnight, even the flavors get so much better. So I would actually recommend making it overnight. So this way you don't have to worry about grilling and cooking the potatoes on the grill, or, you know, sometimes, you know, your meat cooks faster and the rest of the veggies are not done, and then you're waiting around. So this is actually fun to do ahead of time. And I'm just going to move this out of the way.
Oh, it looks so good. And I love the salad. I love how multicolored.
Yes.
You know, it's got a ton of different colors in there, which is nice.
And that means a lot of different vitamins and minerals and nutrients, which is awesome. And it's super filling too. You know, fiber, there's also protein in the salad. Quinoa is a source of protein. Lentils are a source of protein. So protein and fiber, both of them are super filling. So it's an excellent choice as a side dish. Perfect. And now I'm going to add the dressing, which is again olive oil, lemon juice, salt and pepper, and some sumac. Oops, I think my timer is done. I'm just going to go back to the grill, and then we'll come back and mix the salad. Perfect. Let me know if you're not able to see. Maybe I will bring the camera closer.
Oh, that's great. Boy, it looks great.
Just in there, I'm gonna prop the camera here again. It's a little bit blurry, but.
Sara, how much sumac are you putting in?
I put about a little bit over a tablespoon of sumac. So the skin is a little bit hot on there. I think I'm going to give it a little bit more time. so that it actually drops out. Great. I'm going to mix the salad and I'll be back. Great. Any questions or?
Sumac, is sumac the same thing as, there's sumac in like southwestern Ontario, there's sumac in the forest that just grows in the bush. And it is kind of a pungent smelling, like kind of
Yes.
a weedy,
hearty.
Yeah. Is that the same sumac?
Yes, exactly. I don't know the one I thought usually it's actually from the Middle East region. That's my understanding where it comes from. I'm not sure if it's the same one that's grown in Southern Ontario because the weather is different too. So maybe it is the same. Maybe it's different. I'm not 100% sure. And I'm going to actually.
The idea with this is that you're like, this could be a great lunch where you have people over and you do it, you do it before people come over. So you do it at like 8:30, maybe right after breakfast, right after.
Exactly.
And then it's in the, and so you can pop it out of your fridge when everybody's super hungry for maybe a late lunch. Oh, wow. That just looks great.
Looks amazing, right? Absolutely. So I actually, I ended up, I'm going to go back to the grill and try to get the fish up. I cooked the quinoa and the lentils early this morning, actually. So it was super fast. Didn't take a lot of time. Lost the line there.
Sorry, if you were to tie it,
it'd be amazing.
There's no science to tying. You just basically take like twine, like cooking twine, and
exactly. Oh, I have basically this pork skin has, but I will show you how delicious the meat looks. The skin is a little bit. I don't know if you can see it.
No, that's great.
Sun. Yeah, and it smells amazing. So the skin is, of course, you can always eat the skin too, but I did actually see an article today, 5 ways to grill safely by Leslie Beck. And one of the things that you want to make sure with grilling you're not doing too much of is eating browned, charred meats or skins that can be cancerous over a long period of time if you continue to eat that way. So I'm just going to put a timer again here.
I think about that for Cajun cooking all the time, but they're talking, when they say cancerous, they're talking like long, like lots. Of
course. Of course, just the summer, a few times, during summer is totally fine. But if you're grilling all year long, and especially eating meats that are processed or hot dogs and fish is probably okay, and chicken breast is fine, but you want a variety. Variety is the key to everything, right? You want to have a balance, enjoy everything in moderation, and
yeah, absolutely. So are you doing another 6 minutes for the other side?
Yes, and I actually wanted to show the relish that I made here to put it on top of the fish. So here I have combined onions, mint, cilantro, lime juice, and olive oil, and a little bit of those red chili peppers. And I'm going to top the fish with it. Sometimes the fish is flaky, it's delicious, but sometimes adding a relish to it gives it an extra boost of flavor, keeps it a little bit more softer, and that's why you don't have to do the relish, but if you wanted to serve something on top of it, this relish would be a good idea.
That's amazing. So in terms of other sort of make ahead, pretty simple to do cottage cooking, what else should we be thinking about as we're making that trip to the grocery store in advance of going up for the weekend?
For things you can make ahead, definitely marinades. Most of the meats that you want to marinate, you can actually make the marinades, save them in bottles, just add them, a day or two after. You can add them on top of the meats, marinate them for a few hours or overnight, and then pop them on the barbecue. In terms of salads, anything that's not with leafy greens, that needs to be, if you want to make a salad with peppers, I think there was one that I did the other day was with peas and green beans, and anything that you can actually mix and it won't get soggy, you can make it ahead of time. All the sides, rices, potatoes, if you want to make them in the oven, or anything that doesn't necessarily need to cook for too long, you can make them ahead of time. But definitely the marinades, I would say, think about different marinades you want to experiment with this summer. Something as chicken thighs actually are great on the barbecue. Chicken breast can get a little bit dry, so experimenting with different marinades and chicken thighs would be great options for the summer.
I feel like part of what this is, part of what we're doing here is actually empowering people to have fun. So this is for the mom or the dad who is the host for the weekend, and empowering them to think about their own fun. And so one way that you do that is you make things ahead. Another way that you can do it is ask people that it's a potluck. So if you're spending time at the cottage with us and we're inviting you up, then you make some food.
Yes.
I'm you being the guests. Like, the idea is the host is having fun as well. And what we're doing with this is empowering the host to have fun.
For sure, absolutely. And even another thing I was actually just tried a few times as well are grilling fruits. So I've grilled pineapples, grilling peaches. After we eat a meal, sometimes you want that sweetness taste or something refreshing, especially in summer. Grilling fruits can also be an excellent ending to the meal. So if you eat something like lamb chops or steak, and it can be a bit heavy, so having those tart fruits can actually go super, super well with that as well.
I mean, one thing that we actually didn't talk about, but it's so great, is that you are using the grill for this, and that people will be grilling a lot this summer, the one-dose summer. If it's a one-dose summer, you are barbecuing because you are spending time outside.
Yeah.
And this is another tool in the arsenal for that, because very few, we're not socializing inside much this summer.
Yes, absolutely. And another tip is, I know with summer and grilling and the boat and all of that can come, drinking alcohol. And there are actually really good sparkling waters that I found. There's one actually I found just recently from Whole Foods, and they're flavored with fruit juices. They're under 10, 20 calories. They're very refreshing. There are no sugar added ones. So I do also encourage those who are watching to even think about different sparkling waters they want to try, and alternate between alcoholic drinks and sparkling waters and different flavors.
Amazing. Yeah, that's a great, especially for those long afternoons, you want to alternate. Wait, so sure. What is the name of the sparkling water? Are these the Bublé, Michael Bublé?
This one is the one that I just found recently. It's called Spindrift. It has no sugar added. It's unsweetened, no artificial sweeteners. And for this whole can, it's about 15 calories. So super, super refreshing. I'm just going to stop the timer. I think it's done. There we go. I'm going to go back on the grill there. So hopefully this time around, the skin is not going to, despite oiling it and, trying to be sure can you see it clearly?
We can see it.
Great. So I'm just going to try to this. It does look perfect.
Yeah, the next thing for Zoom, Zoom's been improving the webinar experience so much over COVID, and but Zoom really should have smell-o-vision.
Oh, yes. If only Chef Jason was here so he could help me with the tips around. Okay, I think this side should be a bit better. And I'm just going to actually put it on. Oh, there was one thing that I'm going to go back on. I'm actually going to serve it on a plate here. I'm not sure if you can see this. If you can move the camera. Perfect. So I got a little platter here, and I'm going to put some of the salad on top of it. And then I'm going to serve the fish on top of this salad.
So you're creating essentially a bed.
Exactly.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Gives it much more flavor, and then there's just only one plate, one platter to clean after. Just going to spread it out. You would essentially want the salad to have been chilled, but I'm going to put the fish on top of it. I'm not sure if you can see it now. I'm just going to remove my timer screen. There we go.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh,
good, right?
Fantastic. Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah. So, you know, carving this fish is super, super easy. I don't have a clean knife to show, but basically you want to go from the spine, so from the back, and just slowly remove the skin first, and then slowly just pull the flesh from the bone. This fish doesn't have a lot of little bones, and it's super easy to eat. I'm going to put the relish on top of the fish. Just get it out quickly.
And
So
what does the relish smell like? Like, what are you smelling when you're doing this?
It's cilantro, lime, a little bit of onions. Oh, and there's ginger in it too. Yes, there's ginger in it too. Super, super refreshing.
So, Sara, you work in weight management. You work with Dr. Macklin.
Yeah.
And I think from a calorie perspective, how is Branzino? How is what you've made today?
Yeah. I mean, for something like a white fish like Branzino, for about 5 ounces, 4 to 5 ounces, it's around 150 calories. So to put it in perspective, an ounce and a half of a fattier steak, like a ribeye, is about 150 calories. So when we think about, you know, the biggest bang for your buck in some ways, I always use calories as a means of cost of your food. If you want the ribeye, absolutely, but it's going to just cost you more the more you eat ribeye because of the fat content. The fish like this, not very fatty. It's super filling. It has a great nutrient profile. Low in saturated fat. Something like a ribeye, the fat in ribeye would have is higher saturated fat content, which could, over long term, eating a high saturated fat diet, lead to increase in cholesterol and issues with that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but still serving it with something like lentils or quinoa, it is, as we know, fat keeps us full, but serving this with something that's high fiber can actually also give you that fullness feeling. So you're getting a lot of good nutrients, it's still filling, and it's different, right? I mean, we always grill steaks and sausages and burgers, and maybe trying fish a few times would also be great.
Oh, that's fantastic. But you've really, so I'm excited. I'm going to show this. I'm going to show these recipes to,
sure.
To our housekeeper, because I want to eat these. And then next time we're at the cottage, I think we're going to have.
Absolutely. Try it out and let me know how you like it.
Okay, so let me wrap up. Sara, can you talk about how, if you want to make an appointment to see you, how do I, aside from just calling the Medcan number, which is 416-350-5900, how should I make an appointment to see you? And then while you're talking about that, I'm going to flip over to the final bits of the PowerPoint presentation.
Sure. I'm a dietitian at the weight management program at Medcan. And one of the ways that clients can see myself, Dr. Macklin, and the other dietitians that we have on staff is you could always email weight@medcan.com. That is the email that goes to our booking coordinator and program manager, and they can contact you and schedule you in. Appointments with Dr. Macklin are actually they're OHIP covered, so they are of no charge. Clients can see Dr. Macklin, get to know the program a little bit better, understand, if there are struggles with weight, understand how our program can help them with managing that for a lifelong basis.
Here is the grilled branzino with cilantro mint relish. We had the fresh lentil and quinoa salad with lemon and sumac on there. And now
another point about the salad, it actually can serve it the next day with grilled cheese. So grilled halloumi is actually a type of cheese that you can even pop that on the grill and do a meatless dish with that salad the next day or the night.
Oh, that's amazing. For my vegetarian daughter, I'm going to use that as well. That's amazing. Okay, so in terms of future webinars and what's coming up next, so the next webinar is June 15, and that's Medcan Talks Menopause. I feel like that's a big topic lately with the Jen Gunter book. And so what we thought is that we're going to get some of Medcan's top docs, top female physicians. So Dr. Beth Abramson, Medcan's Director of Cardiology, and then Dr. Janice Weiss, Medcan's Director of the Child and Youth Program, to talk about, well, just basically to create a safe space for menopause. So my business partner, Chantel Gertan, will be hosting that webinar, and it will be, this is basically, it's an ask us anything kind of situation where we're just going to talk menopause, where the ladies are going to talk menopause. And I think it'll be really good and actually kind of, therapeutic. Next, Medcan presents other resources. So the latest podcast from the Eat Move Think podcast is When and How Does COVID-19 End? We took Medcan's medical advisory services team of expert physicians, put them with Medcan CEO Sean Francis, and they talked about some of the trending topics. So is it safe to mix and match vaccines? What's the Medcan guidance on mixing and matching vaccines? When do we actually think that COVID will end? And how important is it that, that not just Canada or the US get vaccinated, or the UK, but other places as well. So Sara Jafari, thank you so much for this. This has been great. And the 2-camera setup worked really well, I thought, too. So that was that was really good. And I expect that you're going to have a delicious lunch now.
Lunch, yes, with my sparkling water.
Amazing. Webinar attendees, thank you so much. Thanks to everybody who asked questions as well. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.